bag builders, it's Diane from Spencer Ruggs Sewing Patterns, and thank you for joining me. Today I wanted to share a quick free tutorial with you for the Cosmetic Pods. A lot of you will be familiar with the packing pod pattern that I released pretty recently, and they're absolutely invaluable for travel, really handy. But after travelling with them a couple of times myself, I realised I could do with a cosmetic bag to go with them and a wash bag. So I thought, what better than to do a quick free tutorial so you can make a lovely cosmetic pod that ties in with your packing pods. So at the end I'll give you a free download for the pattern pieces, and I'll also tell you how to size them up and size them down. This is a really quick and simple project, something you can rattle off in 30 minutes. It's unlined, just like the pods were, and I'll show you how to neaten the zip edges. But just to keep it quick, it isn't lined, but it's a really nice structured bag. I've used a firm fabric on this. This is actually Cordura, but there's lots of things you can use. This holds its shape and there's no need to interface it or line it. Other suitable fabrics would be things like vinyl, Cordura there, oilskin, oilcloth like we use in waterproof tablecloths, which is what I'll be using today. Vinyls are great, anything that will hold its structure. So don't use quilting cottons, anything like that, but something that will actually give it a bit of body itself, and then you don't need to line it or interface it. The only other thing you will need is a zip, 12 inches or longer, number 3 or number 5. I've actually used a piece of continuous zip and I've zigzagged at the ends because I'm really good at pulling the zip pullers off just after I've nearly got to the end of a project. So if you print your pattern pieces off, we're ready to go. So we've cut out our piece of fabric, and we're going to use a 1 centimetre seam allowance all the way through this project unless otherwise stated. So lay it with the right side of the fabric facing up towards you, and this is the top edge of our project here where we're going to attach the first edge of the zip. It's the one with the smaller notches and it's slightly narrower. Take your zip and lay it face down on top of that edge and leave lots of zip tape both ends. The reason we're doing that is because we're going to make this bag in a full piece, so you'll be able to unzip it and neaten the zip edges, get your machine in there with ease. So I'm just going to clip that all the way along, and we're going to take that to the machine and we're going to stitch it with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. If you are using a number 5 zip, a number 5 zip is slightly wider, so I'd say maybe take a slightly wider seam allowance just so that your notches are going to line up perfectly at the end. So let's take that to the machine. So we're going to stitch our zip on. I've replaced my foot with a zipper foot on there, and we're just going to stitch all the way along that top edge, remembering to backstitch at beginning and end. And now we want to neaten that fabric, neaten that zip edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend over that top. So we're exposing the zip teeth, but we're folding the fabric back behind like this. You can pin it if you want. Obviously I won't because it's laminate, it'll leave gaps, it'll leave holes in the fabric. So I'll just change my needle and we're just going to zigzag stitch that down now. So I'll change to a zigzag stitch and I shall push that through. And just so you're catching in the fabric and the zip edge, so it'll keep it firmly down on the base of the fabric, and then when you turn it over it gives a nice decorative edge. So when we turn that over you can see it gives a nice finish and it's neatened everything up for you. So we've stitched our zip to the top edge of our pod, and we now want to attach the other side. So with right sides together, fold the bottom up to meet that free edge of the zip tape. Just make sure it's lined up. I'm going to flip that over just to make sure everything's even on the sides. Just adjust it if you need to. And again, I'm going to clip that using Marvelous Wonder clips, which are great for zips. Unlike pins, pins tend to make rumples, should we say, in the zip, so you can get a wonky zip very easily. So I'll just nip that to the machine and stitch across there with our 1/4 inch seam allowance again. So we've stitched across that zip on the second side, and I now want to neaten that as well, and that's where our long zip tail comes into play. So unzip all the way, being careful not to pull your zip puller off the end. I'm forever doing it. And that gives us the ability to just then fold that fabric back down over itself, and I can zigzag stitch and get in without catching the other side of the fabric in there. So I'll just head to the machine and do that now. So that's our second side of the zip neatened, and you'll see it gives a nice decorative edge inside. It does what it would need it to do. So now we're going to do the side seams. So close your zip, but leave it so it's about a third of the way open. What we don't want is the zip puller over here, and then we stitch the side seams and you can't undo your zip. So make sure it's within the body of the bag. So fold that up so the zip lies about a third of the way down, but you're matching up these notches at top and bottom. So you can see they fall directly on top of each other. So I'm just going to clip on those. Okay. And the same with the bottom, should fall directly in line. I'm going to stitch those side seams with a 1 centimetre seam allowance, straight down both sides. You're going straight through your zip, don't worry about that. And then we'll zigzag neaten down the sides as well. So I'll just nip to the machine and do that now. So we've stitched our side seams with a 1 centimetre or 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, both sides, and I've just zigzagged over the edge of the zip just for a little bit of extra strength there. Now I'm going to snip the edges of the zip off. So we don't need those now, just to neaten it a little. And now we're going to form the box structure of the bag by stitching up these box corners. So open your zip, and we're going to match these box corners at the bottom first. That seam, make sure it falls away from the zip itself, because we want that tab of zip on the side to fall towards the back of the bag rather than the front, because it would cross over into the open part otherwise. So match that at the bottom, that box corner, making sure that your seam is running parallel all the way up and nice and straight. So if you do that with both corners, both bottom corners first, you can usually see whether it's straight or not. Make sure it's exactly in the middle of your fold there. You can do this on your cutting mat to make sure everything is lined up exactly, but obviously I'm doing this for speed here. There we go. So if you just look at that, you can see that generally that's quite a good shape anyway. And then we're going to do the same with the tops. The top, a very tiny little corner, so you might want to just snip a little bit of that seam allowance off at the top. Again, fold it flat, match those edges and fold that seam back away from the zip again. Clip in place. Same with the other side. Nice and flat. Make sure that seam is running right in the centre. Clip that in place. And then I'm going to take that to the machine and I'm going to stitch across each of those with the 1 centimetre, 3/8 of an inch seam allowance again. So we've stitched up our box corners. They're a lot bigger on the bottom than they are on the top, as you'll have noticed. And we're now going to turn the bag through. You can zigzag stitch over those box corners if you want. If you want to make it really pretty, you could actually bind them as well. But because we're using non-fraying fabric, it's perfectly fine and durable. We are making a quick project. Obviously, you could line the whole thing, but this is just for speed. And we're going to push that through. Make sure your corners are nicely pushed out. You're better off using your fingers than a pointy tool, I always find, because I get a little bit heavy-handed and I punch holes in the corners. So there's our bottoms done. Top ones, a little bit fiddly because they're so small. There we go, and you can see that really, really usable box structure that you've created there. There we go, and you've got a fabulous boxed. So I've got a corner, I just need to poke that corner out, I can't stand to see it there. A fabulous boxed cosmetic bag, ready to go. So that's our cosmetic pod completed, and it's a lovely little boxy shape. Makes a great gift as well, and so quick to make. You can pimp it up as much as you like. On this one, for example, I've added one of my logo tabs to the front. I've just stitched that on before I stitched the zip on. I've added a handle to the top. In this case, I mean, you can just add a handle like as we made them for the pod pattern, just in fabric, and attach that at the end. Or in this case, I've used one of our strap connectors that we sell online, and instead of using it as a connector itself and folding it over, I've just riveted it on as a mini handle onto the top there. You can add side tabs either side of the zip into the side seam when you stitch it to give you a little extra pull help as you stitch up the bag. And you can size it up and down, as I say, to give you endless options. So the link for the download is below. It's completely free. Just go right ahead and download it. You can change the size of it or the scale on your printer settings on your computer, so you can make a larger or a smaller bag. While you're on YouTube, please do subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing lots more free tutorials going forward, and I have a Facebook board for help and support with my patterns and just to post pics of your makes. I'd love you to join us on there. I'm always around, and thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed it, and what are you waiting for? Go sew!